Hello everyone, Heaven sir is here again and I am your science tutor. We have already started our first chapter which is nutrition in plant. In nutrition in plant we already discussed about the introduction, what is nutrition and the types of nutrition also we did. In that we discussed about the autotrophic nutrition in detail and we discussed about what are the things which are responsible for the process of photosynthesis. So we discussed photosynthesis in detail in last class. We discussed about chlorophyll, light, then carbon dioxide and water also. And we did activity also and we gone through the homework. So today in today's class we are going to discuss about the heterotrophic nutrition. Today we're going to discuss about heterotrophic nutrition. So first we have to understand what is heterotrophic nutrition means. Okay. See in that word itself we have the meaning. Hetero means to depend on
Others.
others, and trophic means the nourishment or nutrition. Okay, that means those organisms that depends on other organisms for their food are called as heterotrophs, and that phenomenon is called as heterotrophic nutrition. Means that type of nutrition is called as heterotrophic nutrition. Understood, everyone? Okay, good. Okay, so even in plants, we have like heterotrophs. So let's discuss them. Some plants do not contain chlorophyll in them. Some grow in places where they do not get enough light for photosynthesis. Such plants do not, okay, such plants are not able to carry out the photosynthesis reaction and hence they depends on other plant or organism for their nutrition or food. Such nutrition is called as heterotrophic nutrition. However, some plants, even though they are green, means they contain chlorophyll in them, but they also, they carry also the photosynthesis reaction, but they do not form required amount of food for them. That's why being green, being chlorophyll present in them, still they depends on other plants. Okay, so enough they do not prepare enough food for them. Okay, why? Because even though they contain chlorophyll and carry out photosynthesis, that depends on other organism for certain kind of nutrition. Okay, such plants are also called as heterotrophs. The mode of nutrition in which organism depends on other organism for their food is called as heterotrophic nutrition. So this is the definition for that. Okay, this is definition for heterotrophic nutrition. I have written here H and it is nothing but the heterotrophic nutrition. And this is the definition beta. The mode of nutrition in which an organism depends on other organism for their food is called as heterotrophic nutrition. Okay. Organisms that follow heterotrophic mode of nutrition are called as heterotrophs. Means those organisms that adopt heterotrophic nutrition are called as heterotrophs. Heteron means on others and troph means nutrition. Means those organisms that depends on other for their nutrition are called as heterotrophs. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now we are going to discuss about different types of heterotrophic nutrition or plant over here. So here we have main four types of heterotrophic plants. Number one we have parasitic plant. Number two we have Ceprophytic plant. Number three we have Insectivorous plant. And number four we have Symbiotic plant. Again, it is very important to understand that. So first we will discuss about the parasitic plant. See, parasitic means what? So parasitic plant means it is a plant in which one that partially or completely, maybe partially or completely depends on other plant, and those plants are called as host plant on which they grow. Okay, such plants are called as parasitic plants. Okay, we will discuss with example also, don't worry. Usually, parasitic plant develop special kind of roots. Okay, very important. Parasitic plants, they have special types of root in them which penetrates into the tissue of the host plant. Okay, and prepared food is generally absorbed from the root of the stem of the host plant. Okay, some example here we have the cuscuta. Okay, it is also called as dodder, and we have mist leaves. Okay, someone is in waiting room, beta. Let me in that. Okay, Wafa Suhana is now in waiting room. Okay, suppose here we have, I am drawing here one of the parasitic plant called Cuscuta. Okay, this is the Cuscuta plant. Okay, and it have special kinds of roots here. These are the special types of root. Okay, and here we have the host plant. So let me draw here the host plant. Okay, this is the host plant beta. Okay, this is the host plant branch or maybe the stem. Okay, and suppose here they have special kind of tissues called xylem and phloem from which food is being transported. Okay, so these special kind of roots here, that red color one I have drawn here, which penetrates on the tissues of that host plant. This is the host plant. This is the host plant, and here we have the parasitic plant. Okay, so parasitic plants, that special kind of root, they penetrate on the tissue of the host plant and they absorb nutrition from them. Okay, so here that plant which totally depends on host plant for their food. Okay, so here we have one important fact here, fact file. A parasitic plant, Rafflesia, okay, bears the world's largest flower, and flower have 5 petals. Okay, see, just world largest flower is called as Rafflesia, and it is the parasitic plant flower. Okay, just do remember that. This is the fact. The flower have 5 petals and may have a diameter up to 106 centimeter and the weight of that flower up to 10 kg. Understood everyone that fact?
Yes, sir. That's so much kg, sir.
Yes, it's about 10
If you
kg.
really want to work out to find these parasitic plants and just live the flower. That's it. You use a lot
Yes,
of
yes.
kgs.
Sir,
Okay.
sir, and its smell is like rotten meat, sir.
Yes, yes. Okay. So here is, you can see here that the hair-like structure, yellowish color, which is on the green plant, is called as Cuscuta. This is the Cuscuta. In Hindi, it is called as beta Amarbel. It is called as Amarbel. Amarbel. Okay. In Hindi, it is called as Amarbel, and English it is called as Cuscuta or Dodder. Okay. It has a short root and a long thread-like stem. It twines around the host stem. Okay, suppose here we have the host stem, so that plant used to twine like this. Okay, like this. Okay, and special kinds of root that penetrate on the host plant and absorb nutrition from them. Okay, and sends branches around the neighboring plant also, the neighboring stem, and it generally used to like spread all over the plant and used to absorb nutrition from them. Okay, next we have, this is the first example. Now second example, here we have with like diagram also. See, this plant is green, already it performs the photosynthesis, but for certain kind of nutrient it depends on host plant. Okay, so it is partially depends on other plant, partially. Okay, so the here we have the name. It mistletoe has a, see, it totally not depend on other plant. Okay, so it is literally green leaves. Okay, it has the green leaves and it can make its own food. However, the plant still depends on host plant for certain kind of mineral and water. Okay, because it does not grow on the soil, it grows on the other plant. That's why it depends on the host plant for certain kind of minerals and water. That's why it is also parasitic. So in parasitic relationship, only the parasitic plant get benefit. Okay, that means they used to harm the host plant. Because they absorb nutrition from the host plant, that means only parasitic plant is get benefited and host plant is getting harmed due to that. The parasitic plant harm the host plant. okay, to some extent by slowing down the growth, sometimes causing heavy damage. However, the parasitic plant rarely kills the host plant also. By absorbing most of the nutrition, it may kill the host plant also. Okay, this is all about the parasitic nutrition. Okay, if you have any kind of doubt, you may ask the question now, beta. Now we are going to discuss about the next type of the plant and which is the saprophytic plant. So just do remember, saprophytic plant means those plant they depends on the dead organic matter of plant or animal. Okay, the dead organic matter may be from the plant or animal. So they depend on the dead organic matter only. Okay, so the saprophytic plant is one that obtain its nutrition from the dead and decaying plant and animals matter. Okay, this is nothing but the organic matter of the plant and animal. See, saprose means the rotting and phyton means the plant. Okay, that means those plants they depends on the rotten part. Okay, the decaying decomposing part of the plant and animal are called as saprophytic plants. It is usually whitish, but sometimes okay some plants can have the different color. Okay, like brightly colored flower also in them. Okay, as in case of that particular plant, these plants often have no leaves at all because they do not perform photosynthesis, so they don't have chlorophyll, and for chlorophyll they don't have the leaf also. They often grow in a deep shade in tropical forest. Example are some Indian pipe and the coral roots. Okay, even the mushroom that fungus that we used to eat sometime, they are also the saprophytic plants. Is it? Because that mushroom is very delicious and we used to eat that, right? Yes. So here we have the Indian pipe is found commonly in Asia and North America. Okay, this is the Indian pipe. It is found in Asia and North America. And here we have the coral root. It is found in the forest around the world, found all over the world in forest. Okay, the root of the saprophytic plants contain organism called fungi. Okay, see, the roots of the saprophytic plants they contain organism called fungi. The fungi convert dead and decaying matter into the nutrient that can be again reabsorbed by the other plants. Okay, that can be used as a food like sugar by these plants. Fungi are also called as saprotrophs. See, sapro means those they depend on the dead organic matter of plant and animal, and crops means again that nutrients. So those organism or plant they depends on dead organic matter of plant and animal for their food are called as saprotrophs. So again here we have one important point that we have to discuss. Fungi were earlier considered to be saprophytic plant. However, they are no longer classified as plant. Okay, so they have classified to different category called fungus. They are been removed out from the plant now. They belongs to an entirely different category of the organism which is classified under the kingdom called fungi. So in earlier days that fungi used to come under the plant, but now they have different kingdom called fungi. Okay, like mushroom and the toadstools are commonly example of the fungi, and that mushroom is being like they have different kind of species. Some species we used to eat. Okay, they are not toxic, and the most one important mushroom it is being used for the medicinal purpose also. Okay, so here we have to perform one activity. Okay, here to grow the fungi. Okay, material we required a piece of the bread, water, and a box. What is the method in order to grow the fungi? Moisten the bread with water and keep it outside for a few days, like 1 to 2 days. Okay, in the closed box of a few days after, you will observe okay some gray patches on the bread. That patches are nothing but the fungi. Okay,
Sir, I
Because,
did this activity, sir.
okay, suppose you have the bread piece here. This is the piece of the bread, okay? And just keep that piece of the bread on the moist place. Moist place, for few days, for 2 days. Keep that bread on the moist place. Moist place. So you will observe on bread like greenish brown color patches there. Okay. If you will observe them on microscope, you will found some kind of structure like this. Okay. That structure is nothing but the fungi. That thread-like structure you will find there is nothing but the fungi. Okay. This is all about the activity. So you can grow those fungi on the bread as we have already discussed in this activity like this. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about insectivorous plant. Insectivorous plant means insect eaters, we can say. Okay, the plant they used to eat the insect. But how we have to understand that? See what happens generally, most of the plant they used to grow in such a soil or land where nitrogen is present very less amount. So in order to fulfill the requirement of nitrogen, these plant get modified like this as you can see in the diagram. Okay, this is the modified form of the plant. So in this modified plant, they used to trap some insect in order to fulfill the need of nitrogen. Okay, so here we have some example. It is the Venus flytrap. We will discuss each one by one. So let's discuss from the notes now. See, insectivorous plants are one that derive some or most of the nutrient by trapping and consuming the animals, mainly insects. Mainly insects. That's why we have named here insectivorous plants. These plants mostly grow in a place where the soil is deficient in certain nutrients like nitrogen. And those the like nutrient they are getting from the insect by modified themselves. Hence, these plants need to obtain required nutrition from other sources. Example, like Venus flytrap, we have the pitcher plant. Here, this is the Venus flytrap, and this is the pitcher plant. We have the Drosera also. Okay, it is also called as sundew, and the bloodwood. Okay, the bloodwood is also one of the insectivorous plants. So these are the four examples we will discuss one by one here. So first one we are going to discuss about the Venus flytrap. This one is Venus flytrap. Okay, so Venus flytrap has the leaves modified into the trap insects. Okay, these are the modification of the leaves so that they can trap the insect easily. The inner surface of the leaves have short and stiff hair-like structure as you can see here. These are the stiff hair-like structure. When the insect touches the hair, the leaves snap shut. They used to shut suddenly in less than a second. Okay, I will show you video also after the discussion. And the insect in them trapped and digested by the plant in order to fulfill the nitrogen's requirement. Okay, next, the second one, we discuss about the pitcher plant. The leaf of the pitcher plant is modified to form a tubular pitcher-like structure. So this is the pitcher-like structure, okay, like tube over here. The inside of the pitcher is lined with the downward pointing hair that do not allow trapped insect to climb up and escape. Okay, if once the insect get fall over here, fall down, it will not go out. Okay, it will not escape from that pitcher.
Yes,
The
sir.
fluid at the bottom of the pitcher contains digestive juice and digests the trapped insect serum. So this
Sir,
is the pitcher plant. After discussion, you can ask your question, Beta.
sir, this is my question, sir. I just want to say that. So in the pitcher plant, when the insect or the mice sits on the leaf, so the leaf has some hair which it,
Yeah, this is the modified form of the leaf only. I will show you video also, don't worry.
says, and that oil makes the insect slip if it even doesn't want to go
Yes,
in.
yes, yes. Okay. So third one, we have the Drosera, or it is also called as sundew. Okay, plant have long, thin structure called tentacles. So as you can see in diagram here, they have the dew-like structure and this hair-like structure called tentacles, which have drops of the sticky substance called, see, this is the drop like structure as you can see here. This is the sticky one, okay, and which is made up of the mucilage at their end. One, once an insect touches the tentacles, it gets stuck in the mucilage and unable to escape from there, and then it is digested by the plant. It is digested by the plant. Okay, now fourth example here we have, okay, see, the slender leaves of the bladderworts bear a large number of very small pear-shaped bladders here. See, these are the nothing but the bladder-like structure, bladder-like the container. Okay, the bladder-like structure which acts like the trap doors, and suck in the small insect in less than a second. Okay, so when insect passes through here, they okay and set on them. They used to trap that insect and they used to digest very fast. Okay, everyone. So this is all about the insectivorous plant. I will show you the video also. Don't worry. Now, last but not the least, we have the symbiotic plant. Okay, so symbiotic plant means nothing but two different types of plant. They are providing benefit to each other.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
yes. So providing benefit to each other, that relationship is called as symbiotic. That's why those plants are called as symbiotic plants. Certain plants live on association with other organisms, okay, and shares food and other nutrients also. Okay, both types of the plant mutually gain benefits from each other. Such plants are called as symbiotic plants, and the relationship is called as symbiosis. Okay, example here we have, this is the example. Lichen are the symbiotic and associated between the fungus, okay, and microscopic chlorophyll containing an organism, okay, and that's why they appears in the green like algae, and this other singular called alga. See, algae is the plural form and singular form of algae is called as alga. The algae provide nutrition to the fungus, and fungus helps the algae to grow in a harsh condition. Okay, that means that lichen and fungus, they are providing benefit to each other and they are going together. This relationship is called as beta symbiotic relationship. Okay, and the place where they would otherwise will not survive. Okay, so they can survive on the fungus only and not on that particular place. Okay, that means fungus as well as lichen, they used to provide benefit to each other, are called as symbiotic relationship. Okay, everyone.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So this is all about the symbiotic plant. So here we have already discussed about all the four types of heterotrophic plants. So I want, if you have like any kind of doubt, you can ask the doubts now.
Okay,
So
sir.
student, here we are going to understand the insectivorous plant, how they like to get their nutrient from different insects. So just go through the video. I have increased little time, okay, like speed in order to complete that video quickly.